Girl on the Train is directed by Tate Taylor. It's based off of a book by Paula Dawkins. Spoiler alert, I have not read the book, so I have no idea about that. I'm just judging the movie. It's a psychological murder mystery thriller thing. It stars Emily Blunt, Justin Theroux, Luke Evans, the hot chick from Equalizer who got strangled. Okay, I'm gonna stop calling her that. She's not the hot chick from... Haley Bennett. It stars Haley Bennett. It stars that really hot, badass chick from Mission Impossible 5. It tells the story of a girl who's on a train and she drives past these people every day while she's on the train. These people that live on the side of the tracks, and she starts to feel connected to these people. Then something happens to somebody in one of the houses. They go missing. So she has to work with the police to try to figure out what happened, and then murder mystery stuff. Can't really tell you more than that because the trailers made this movie intentionally vague, which is how I went into it. I had no idea what it was about. All I know is that it looked a lot like Gone Girl. Was it like Gone Girl? Eh. Well, right off the bat, I can tell you this is one of the best performances of Emily Blunt's career, for sure. Emily Blunt slays it in this movie. She kills it. She pretty much carries the entire movie on her back. Not to say that the other performances in the movie weren't good, but Emily Blunt, oh my god. She was a creep, but she was damaged. But her character also had a lot of complexity and a lot of layers to her, and I really loved what Emily Blunt did in this role. It really takes a look at psychologically some of the ways grief and tragedy and stuff like that can affect you and how a traumatic situation can mess with somebody. It also takes a look at abuse and control and power. You really do feel that psychological thing pulling at you because you have to see the story through her perspective, and the movie does play some games with your mind. It does play tricks on you. It's like, ooh, well, wait a minute. Is she crazy? What did she do? Is she a part of this? And what happened? The movie also is well shot. It's competently directed, even though I think a better director maybe should have taken the reins here. You have an intriguing murder mystery with good performances, and you have tension to a point. As with so much potential, what the hell could have gone wrong here? I feel like in life there are a couple of different ways to surprise somebody or come up with like a twist or like an interesting plot that shocks the hell out of you. Think of it like a balloon, okay? You can have a balloon and you can fill that balloon up and then you can just pop it. You can pop it at a moment when nobody suspects it and it's shocking and surprising and it's a loud noise, right? And you're stunned. Or you can fill a balloon up and then you can just slowly drain the air from the balloon until you let the balloon fly off and hit somebody in the face or whatever. Let's be honest, who hasn't done that? I've done it. I'm guilty. Guilty as charged. They decide to go with the second route. They decide to try to build suspense and then just slowly let the air out of the balloon or whatever. The problem is in this movie is that they make everything way too obvious. There's nothing subtle. If something looks too obvious, it's because it is too obvious, and that means that immediately rules something out. So along the way in this murder mystery, the way they constructed it and the way that they did this movie, they made it too obvious what the big twist was. An hour into this movie, I had already predicted who done it or who did what to who, right? And I already knew all of that shit. It took an interesting premise and it just shit all over it execution-wise. You take the plot and the twists in this movie, you put them between two loaves of bread, and you pretty much have a sloppy Joe, because this shit was sloppy as fuck. There are a shit ton of flashbacks in this movie, I kid you not. And I know what happened. Dora took over the production process for the movie, and halfway through the movie, she just started cutting into the movie with her little backpack song, except she renamed it. Flashbacks, 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 flashbacks. Yeah! No! Seriously, there was a shit ton of flashbacks, and when the transitioning between the flashbacks is so sloppy that you have to take notice, you gotta call them out on that shit. Think of it like an anniversary, right? You have an anniversary with your significant other, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. They're leaving you clues and they're doing that treasure hunt bullshit. They're leading you on this journey and they're putting you in a position to figure it out later. Except in this movie, it's like the clues are so obvious and they're so in your face that you would know immediately by the first or second or third clue. You're like, well, she's gonna sit on my face tonight, and that's the way that shit's gonna go. It just takes the tension and the suspense from this movie and it just sucks it right out of the movie. It sucks it faster than a gay vampire during happy hour. otherwise known as Twilight. This movie had a lot of potential. It had great performances. It had solid / okay direction. I think the direction could have been a little bit better. It shot decently, but the execution between the shit ton of flashbacks, the shitty transitions between them, they made the clues for this movie insanely obvious, to the point where an hour into the movie I figured out who did it and I figured out exactly how the movie was gonna go. And at first I was gonna come here and be like a cocky little shit and just be like, well, that just means that I am smarter than everybody. Yeah. Boy genius right here. No, then I went home and I accidentally put an ice cube in the microwave. Trust me, folks, I'm not that smart. It's just the movie made it that obvious. I will say that this movie is still a Man of Steel time at the movies, but should have been a lot better. Comment below, let me know what your favorite murder mystery is, and tune in. I will have my NFL reaction video up sometime later. Thank you, Kryptonians, for tuning in, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.